everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
This is going to be a series of why I will never be in a friend group again, and why I will never be friends with women who don't respect my boundaries and also have no respect for themselves. To preface this, I'm not saying any names or places, so if people decide to come out or do the most or tell their side or their experience, they'll only be exposed on themselves. I don't plan on doing that. I'm only telling this story because I have been gaslit for so long to believe that I am the villain, I'm crazy, I'm overreacting, I just made a crazy decision to cut everybody off and I'm moving fake. No, you guys are fucking nuts and I want nothing to do with you. So, am I the asshole? Listen to this story and then you guys can tell me. So, me, my boyfriend, and my two best friends went to the bar to grab drinks, hang out, and have a fun night out. To be very clear, my best friends did not know my boyfriend prior to me dating him. I introduced them to my boyfriend, so they didn't know him. They are complete strangers to him. So we're sitting at the bar, right? And I'm sitting at the bar, facing the bar. My boyfriend is standing directly behind me, and my friends are on the side of my boyfriend. My boyfriend is 6'5" and 260 plus pounds, a grown man. My two best friends decided it would be funny to tickle my boyfriend under the arms at a bar in public. That alone is nuts. Nuts. My boyfriend doesn't even like being touched, let alone by strangers, let alone he doesn't even let me tickle him. He doesn't like being tickled. That's okay. Like, that's his body and he's allowed to draw boundaries. They tickle him and he tells them, please don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like being tickled. Please don't do that. In your mind, what does that tell you as an adult? This person does not want to be touched by me in that way or tickled. Let me stop tickling them. So after the first time that they tickled him and he made it very clear, like, I don't like that, right? I'm thinking like, okay, he handled it, they get it, maybe they just were like a little too comfortable and we're used to like kind of like being on top of each other, so maybe they just got the wrong idea, right? They go and do it again. So now the second time he's more assertive and more like aggressive with it, like, hey, can you like not do that? Don't fucking tickle me, like, stop. Because it's weird and that's so inappropriate. No matter how close you are with somebody, like, it's just not appropriate. So then they look at him like, oh, like, still thinking it's a joke. And I'm like, I really hope they understand that like what they're doing is not, like, as a grown adult, like, you don't get it. So boom, they do it again for the third time. So my boyfriend had to tell them twice already not to tickle him, not to touch him. He doesn't like that. So the third time, out of reaction, because this is a grown-ass man being tickled on his arms at a bar, he swatted her hand away. The minute he did that and drew a very clear boundary, what did she do? My friend started screaming, oh, he's a woman beater, he's an abuser, he has problems, he hurt my hand. I was so pissed. I could have, not gonna say it on TikTok, but like, I could have fucking, oh my God, I was livid. Because how could you continue to cross somebody's boundary, a stranger to you, and then get mad because they're fucking tight now because they had to tell you multiple times? It's giving, you've never been told by a man no because everybody wants to fuck you, that you're not used to a man telling you no, so you decide to go say that he's an abuser and a woman beater. Like, that's a serious thing to say about somebody that you did something wrong to. So like, we got into the bathroom and I'm arguing with her because I'm like, what are you saying right now? Like, are you fucking dumb? Like, you kept touching him and he did not want to be touched. It is a big deal. Some people don't like being touched. I know you're used to just doing whatever you want because men let you get away with whatever because they're trying to smash, but my man doesn't want you. You know what I'm saying? So he's not letting shit slide that's not acceptable to him. And either way, I'm sure everybody can agree, it's not appropriate to be tickling your friend's boyfriend. So she started, oh, he has anger issues. No, he doesn't. You have boundary issues and accountability issues, and here you go playing victim. So let me know. Am I the asshole? There's more stories to come as to why this ended like the way it did. But am I the asshole? Like, how would you guys feel if somebody, your friends, were tickling your man and he kept saying he doesn't want to be tickled, please stop, and then he finally yells at them or does something like reactive? Like, how would you feel? Would you allow your friends to be tickling your boyfriend when he's clearly saying he doesn't want to be touched? So referring to my tickle story, let's start with the 25-year-old. That's the girl that cried wolf and started yelling that my boyfriend's a woman beater and that she got mad that she got put in her place. So she's been a red flag since day one, since way before we were hanging out, and I fucked up on that. We know each other because we're from the same city, but we only really had interaction because of Facebook. And the one thing I noticed about her on Facebook is that she's super problematic. She's chronically online, talking shit all day, starting problems with people, arguing with people, constantly in drama, like just a problematic red flag. But at the time, like being immature about it, maybe I saw it as like entertainment. I thought she was just like crazy and quirky, but looking back, like no, she literally was like no. And we never hung out like before like this friend group started. We didn't hang out. We literally just talked on Facebook. But the one thing I always noticed was that she was just constantly starting issues, in issues. It was a mess. Now, mind you, like that should have been a red flag for me as a mother, because why are you online all day arguing with people? Like, it gave no job, it gave no ambition, it gave no goals, it gave no future, it gave nothing. It gave nothing. Now, the 30-year-old, I met her through a mutual friend, and red flag number one, the first night I met her, she tells me, hey, like, if we start hanging out, I just want to warn you that people are going to tell you to not be friends with me. People are going to say horrible shit about me. People are going to convince you that I'm a bad person, and they're going to, like, try to tell you to not be friends with me. That, to me, like, screamed red flag in my head. But me being a non-judgmental person, I was just like, you know, I get that, but like, you know, I'm not gonna just be mean to you or count you out because of what other people say. Like, I would like my own experience with you, and then I can come to my own conclusion. But I'm never gonna like just listen to people, because sometimes people just be saying shit. But looking back, every single person who said something to me was right about her. So the 30-year-old, she was, I think, a bigger red flag than the other one because she had more red flags. And I also felt because she was older that, like, we shouldn't have seen this type of behavior. The biggest thing I noticed with her is that she's super promiscuous. Now, don't get me wrong. I would never bash somebody for, like, you know, being sexual or, you know, seeking their options and dating or being casual. But she was promiscuous on a level that I felt was dangerous, irresponsible. And I kind of, like, was like, is she okay? Like, is something wrong? Now, the reason why it also was a problem was because she was also the same person that would go around telling everybody that she had HPV, human papillomavirus. And I feel comfortable saying this out loud because she's the one who tells everybody. So obviously she feels no shame, and that is what it is. The problem is that she was being promiscuous and not using protection and sleeping with a lot of people, like an unhealthy amount, like 4 or 5 people a week. But then she would also be a pathological liar and tell men that she was celibate, which is super dangerous behavior, super irresponsible, and kind of scary. One thing I noticed too is that, like, a guy that was trying to get at me and have sex with me didn't get to have sex with me, but that was trying, she went and had unprotected sex with him. Now, why would you want to have sex with somebody that wants your friend? And she would lie. She would lie about so much shit that it was almost insulting, because you really don't think I know anything. Like, I'm definitely a lot smarter than you, and I definitely have a lot, like, I just couldn't believe the amount she lied. She would lie about, like, her education. She would tell me that she would disclose this problem to men that she would sleep with, but she didn't disclose it to everybody that she slept with, and some men were actually caught off guard and very upset. Then she would do this thing where she would constantly say, like, oh, I would never fuck anybody you fucked because we have a different taste and everything. But, like, she would have sex and hook up with, like, men that look of all different like, there was no standard, there was no type. She would fuck anybody. And I'm gonna just put it like that, period. Like, that's just the truth. And people could be mad and whatever, but, like, am I telling a lie? Let me know if I'm telling a lie. So it was like kind of hard to believe that you wouldn't fuck the same person I would fuck, or you wouldn't be interested in anybody I was interested to, because there was no cap, there was no standard, there was no type, there was no category of men that I haven't seen you try to fuck. Short, tall, ugly, look good, light skin, black, like there was no limit. Then she was like being really shisty, so the guy that introduced us had a girlfriend that he was also bringing around and that we were cool with. She was a cool girl, and they had like, you know, their relationship.
Black.
The 30-year-old was sleeping with him while he was in a relationship with this girl. Now, mind you, I knew this and I didn't say anything, and I feel like a dick about it now, but like, honestly, like, I think the girl like ended up finding out and still kept fucking with him, so like, I didn't feel bad at the end of the day, because you're grown and you make your own choices. But yeah, and even after it first came out and she told the girl, I will not do it anymore, or it wasn't for a long time or something like that, she told her like, I'm not sleeping with him anymore and I won't continue to sleep with him, she still continued to sleep with him. Then she caught another STD and then chose to still fuck on people like the same day without even giving the medication an hour to fucking kick in. And I'm trying to tell her, like, girl, you need to actually not have sex, and you need to wait and let the medication murder the problem, and then you have to get retested, and then you can sleep again, and then you should be using condoms. But she decided to still keep fucking. Then the funniest part is she could not stand the 25-year-old. She would talk shit about her. She didn't like her, and I don't think the 25-year-old liked her either. So it was like a fake ass friend group, because I was in the middle. It was like they were both friends with me but didn't fuck with each other. So what I found so funny is that I really didn't, in my head, I had a poor mindset. I felt like even though they were shitty people and in their own personal lives as individuals, they never did anything to me, so why would, but no, that's a bad mindset to have. When somebody has shitty character traits, and when they do fucked up shit to other people, or they have poor, like they, like just, they're really bad people to other people, the chances of that characteristic, those traits being generalized across all their relationships, friendships, interactions is very high. So like, don't think that just because like, oh, you didn't do it to me doesn't mean that they're not a bad person or capable. Like, they will when they get the chance. And what's funny to me is that I was friends with them and we had no issues like between each other until I got into a healthy relationship. And I like would have hated to say like, oh, they were jealous because I found a man who loves me, respects me, loves me out loud, does stuff for me, goes above and beyond, faithful, everything that checks off as a good man, responsible, hardworking, not broke, provider, like everything that they want in a man, I got. And I think they were genuinely jealous. They would do so much shit to try to convince me that he wasn't a good man, or he was this and he was that. But I really just think it was just that they couldn't have that. I'm not saying they wanted my specific man, but I definitely know for a fact that they wanted those things. Also, because the 30-year-old had called me multiple times and told me how she really wished that she had somebody who loved her like my man, you know, loved me, and that, you know, now every man just thinks I'm nasty, or they see me as like lustful, like a lustful person, and like nobody's taking me seriously, and I really want to find that love, and I want to be loved, and I want to be in a relationship, and to be honest, I've never seen any of them in a healthy relationship. Every talking stage failed, constantly with men who disrespect them, cheat on them, lie to them, or their side bitches, or like, you know, they just couldn't find men that genuinely respected them and loved them and took them seriously. Now, the 25-year-old, she was like a sex icon. Like, she definitely posted very explicit and very vulgar things. She would say very explicit and inappropriately vulgar things, and I think that what I observed from her is that she thrived off of negative attention. She had no possible way of gaining positive attention, so she literally, that was the only attention she would get. She knew that, so that's why she acted that way. And the negative attention she got filled her ego, and I don't know if it, like, she was delusional, and it made her believe that people liked her, but people are either laughing at you or disgusted by you, and it's like a shock factor. She would say, like, really, as a grown woman, say really weird things, like going around saying like, I'm gonna grape you, like she would say stuff like that, or like turn her, like she would just say weird shit. And at first, like, I thought it was funny, but like looking back as like an almost 30-year-old, that is so embarrassing, like to walk around behaving that way. It was just embarrassing. And she would constantly talk about sex. She would talk about sex in front of my boyfriend, and to the point where somebody, actually multiple people, have said to me like, you're gonna allow that, like that's weird. Like, personally, that's so inappropriate that like your friend is talking openly, vulgarly about sex. My friends, those two girls, we're not friends anymore, but those two girls would literally in front of my boyfriend talk about how deep their canal is, how big of dicks, sorry language, how big of guys' members need to be to fit their canal. Looking back, didn't see nothing wrong with it, because I don't even know, I don't have an excuse. But other people saw it and were just like, wow. I've had multiple people approach me and go like, when are you gonna stop being friends with them? Like, that's embarrassing for you. Like, seeing you with them like was scary. The 25-year-old took no accountability for anything in her life. Not even just the shit she would do. Just she was not responsible. She wouldn't handle her responsibilities. She was just comfortable doing absolutely nothing with her life. Nothing. And that was a red flag for me, because I'm sorry, but like, I've done a lot with my life. I've accomplished a lot of things. I'm in a good place in my life, and I'm moving forward, constantly evolving, constantly progressing, constantly making more money, finding new things to do, new accomplishments, furthering my education. I'm back in college again, trying to get another degree. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like, I started to see that like, ooh, this is not a good look. Like, girl, you need to get up and do something. Let's figure out what you're passionate about. And I genuinely felt like, because she had so much time on her hands, because she didn't work and she made excuses, and that, you know, maybe if she found something she was passionate about, maybe if she you know, got up and did something, maybe it would stop her from being so miserable and being so problematic. Because sometimes when people have a lot of time on their hands, they tend to make like poor choices and poor decisions and do like weird shit. Same thing with the 30-year-old. She was 30 and doing nothing in her life, like nothing. It's so funny too, because when I also got into my relationship, all of a sudden we were constantly arguing, me and my friends. Every night we go out, it would end in like an argument, a fight. We would have problems. It was just nonstop. There was one time, back when I was single, before my boyfriend, that the 30-year-olds, two guys were talking to me and the 25-year-old at the bar when I was single, and they were trying to like holler at us, and the 30-year-old comes and goes, well, I've been celibate for so long, but these girls right here, they get it all the time. Like, they just get D, way more D than me. And I'm just like, if that wasn't a pick-me thing to do, I don't know what. Me and the other girl were like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? And that was another thing. The 30-year-old would play both sides. When we would get into like arguments, she would text me privately and talk mad shit about the other girl. She would talk shit about how dirty her house is, and how she would love to cook, and we would have a girls' night to cook, but she couldn't cook in her kitchen because she was so disgusted. She would talk about like, oh, this bitch is stupid, and like, she's delusional, and like, I'm fucking done with her. But then would go to the other girl and be like, oh yeah, Ari's wrong, like dead ass, like she's doing too much. Girl, what? And it's so funny because like, there were two, I cut them off twice. So the first time I cut them off, I was trying to explain that like the 30-year-old is definitely like puppeteering and like playing both sides, and the other girl literally sided with her and was like, when they stopped being friends with me, they don't even like each other. They talk shit about each other, but I was the common threat. So when I cut them off and I stopped being friends with them, they teamed up and started talking shit about me. Then the 25-year-old realized that the 30-year-old didn't even really fuck with her like that. She just fucked with her because they were against me. And I really think I was a threat to the 30-year-old. Mentally, I threatened her self-esteem. And mind you, that's the way you feel about yourself. But I really think that I was a threat to her. I think that she felt inferior to me. And that's how I feel, and that's how it looked. Then, the both of them never having any fucking money. Now, I'm going to take responsibility that I definitely, like, invited them to come out, and I even offered to pay because I knew that they were, like, in very poor financial situations. The 30-year-old, like, never had any money. She was always broke. The 25-year-old didn't work and lived off the government, and she would, like, sell content here and there, but she never had money. So I was the only one with, like, an actual career job, with money, with side hustle. Like, I had money. I was living on my own. I was paying all my own bills. I was the only one that was actually had my life together in the group. That was another thing, and this is why I always feel like they were jealous of me, because like I was the only one who had my life together and had shit going. The next thing that was like a red flag was the financial situations they were in. Obviously, they didn't have any money to like really go out, and I did offer, so I can't condemn them, because then they're gonna say, oh, well, you always told us to come out, like you said you'll pay. Okay, I did, but what was fucked up is that the 30-year-old would allow me to buy her the drink because she had no money to spend for the night, and then I would catch her running to the bar because it was crowded. It was like a club / bar. I caught her running to the bar and buying her own second drink, not offering to pay for half of her first drink. So she allowed me to pay for her drinks, but on the low would go and buy her own drinks. The other red flag was the 25-year-old would constantly tell me that her mom got a fucking problem with me, that I'm a bad influence, that she doesn't like me, all this stuff, talk mad shit about me, right? And I used to be confused because it's like, what did I ever... Her mom doesn't know me, right? Your mom doesn't know me, and if anything, I would think you would be glad that your daughter's actually hanging around with somebody who has something going on, takes care of her kids, pays my bills, not on government assistance, has a good job, has an education, I have a good head on my shoulders. What exactly is your mom's problem? So to me, I started to realize, like, I think that her mom was pissed at her for being irresponsible, not taking care of her kid properly, not handling her responsibilities, not doing what she's supposed to be doing. And I think that to get her mom off her back, I think she was putting a lot of shit on me, or telling her mom stories about me or stuff. And so her mom probably thought it was me who was making her not handle her shit, but really she's a grown fucking woman, and that's on her. The 25-year-old would run her mouth like a little fucking chihuahua, couldn't fight. She would start so much drama, and she would threaten people constantly. Never seen her fight. Can't fight. And what she would do is, when she would start problems with people, she would say, oh, we're gonna come jump you. We're gonna come jump you. Me and my family are gonna come jump you. The two of them would constantly say, oh, we're gang affiliated. We're gang affiliated. That's not cute. And I never thought it was cute. Like, I thought it was weird. To be honest, as women, as mothers, as grown women, why are you telling people you're gang affiliated? You can't even fight anyway. So what was the point of that? Like, what? So you have to call other people to beat up people for no reason. She would start problems with people for no reason. And you know what? It's so funny because a lot of you said this in the comments, but the 30-year-old had a lot of guy friends, but she fucked all of them. So it's like, how are they bros? She would post them on her story on Instagram, like, oh, I'm with my bros right now, with my brother, like, for life, my brother. All those men would talk shit about her. Call her nasty, call her dirty, call her a man, like that she looked like a man. Mind you, I thought she was beautiful. I never thought she was ugly. So I just want to put that out there. I ain't no hater. Banging body, beautiful girl, total waste of a potential of a life. But that's another story for another day. But the men that she would like, she would be bros, but she fucked all of them or gave them head. And I would tell her, like, you're embarrassing yourself. Like, you're literally embarrassing yourself. That man just called you nasty and dirty when you left the room. Now, mind you, don't think that I had all this built up animosity for these people, because I would defend them. And I would look fucking crazy. Like, people would look at me like I'm crazy because the things were obvious. But obviously they were my friends and I had their back. Even when they were wrong, I had their back. The other red flag is when I started dating my boyfriend, and like his friends would see my friend group. Some of his friends or people he's cool with knew the girls, and especially the 30-year-old, and would tell him like, yo, tell your girl to leave that girl alone. Like, please, that is so ugh. And you know, I felt bad for my boyfriend because I didn't like the whole term birds of a feather flock together. Like, I ain't saying I'm no saint. When I was single, I hooked up, I dated around, but it was nowhere near like but like just the fact that was happening was embarrassing. The 25-year-old was a professional victim. Nothing was her fault. She never did anything wrong. Everybody was out to get her. Even when she was dead wrong, like caught red-handed, it was everybody else's fault. Never did nothing wrong. Like, she could never be held accountable, and even when you tried, she would argue with you to the ends of the earth, and she would make jokes like she was just really fucking childish. And I would try to tell her as her friend. I would constantly tell her about herself. I was the honest friend that got called the bitch. I was mean. I was not a real friend. I was fake because I was being honest. But I would tell her, like, girl, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, this person did this to me because never was a professional victim. The 25-year-old, she would go out her way to start problems with people and try to break up relationships. There was a guy that she hooked up with that would like frequent the bar that we went to, and he, at the time, he was also talking to another girl that was also at the bar that like we were kind of like in acquaintance with, and it all came out that he had sex with my friend at the time. She's not my friend anymore, but like he had sex with her, and she was making fun of him like, oh, it was whack, it was little, it was corny, I would never date him. The minute he got into a relationship, all she did was talk shit. Oh, he had sex with me, he liked me, he said this and that. Hater. It gave hater. Because how are you saying that this man was whack, corny, ugly, little, all this stuff, but the minute you see him wife up the actual girl that he was talking to and took serious, now you want to ruin their relationship? Now, mind you, I was shocked that they got into a relationship too, and I did talk a little shit, like, considering the fact that he lied about fucking my friend at first, so I thought that was kind of corny, but at the same time, they were cute together, and they were happy, and at the end of the day, he just had sex with you, but he wiped her, so who looks like the ass? And I tried to tell her, like, you look miserable as fuck, like, even trying to, like, start drama there. I told her not to, because it's not worth it. They're dating. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you say you didn't want him. So the 25-year-old would constantly say that, oh, I could never fuck or talk to anybody my friends have fucked or talked to. Like, I just could never, and I would never be okay with my friends doing that. Da, da, da. She would preach this. She would say this regularly. I don't know why, but she would just regularly say this, and that she was really, really big on that. Her current boyfriend had sex with both of the friends that she's currently friends with, like close with. The hypocrisy. Like, girl, you're a fucking hypocrite. You're a hypocrite, and that's why I don't trust you, because what do you mean? What do you mean you're dating somebody who had sex with two of your friends in your friend group? Now, she has a new friend group. The 25-year-old would do drugs. She would pop pills. I feel very strongly about this, and so with the 30-year-old, I don't fuck with that shit. And I would tell them, like, that's where I draw the line. Like, I would really be stern about that. Like, you guys don't even have your life together. The 25-year-old not handling her responsibilities. Your mom is blaming me. Your mom is looking at me like I'm this bad influence. Mind you, I'm the one with the college degrees. I'm the one who's not on government assistance. I'm the one who's paying my bills and has money all the time and has a car. I'm the one who has my life together. I'm allowed to go out. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I don't do drugs. She was popping pills. And she was lying about the amount of pills she was popping because I was coming at her for it, like saying, like, I'm not okay with that, like, that's not cool, you're not doing that, like, you have mad shit going on, like, this is not good for you. And yeah. And the other one was doing coke. I later found that out. The other one was doing coke and popping pills as well. Like, that's dirty. I don't give a fuck. That's fucking dirty. About the accountability thing, the 25-year-old only would be cool with you if you agreed with her and you gave her validation. If you disagreed with her or weren't on her side or didn't enable her victim mentality, you were immediately an enemy. There was no gray area. There was no, like, buffer zone. You either were with her or complete fucking op. You were not allowed to tell her anything. You were not allowed to correct her. You were not allowed. She had to be a victim, and she needed validation. So when she would do something wrong, she would go on a campaign like having to talk about it 24/7 to convince people that she was right. And some people deadass lied to her and would enable her and say, like, nah, you're not really wrong, but then would come to me and be like, bro, she has problems, like, how does she not see? And I'm like, then why enable her? Why tell her that she's not wrong if she's wrong? So what would happen was I would be the only one being honest to her. So I would look like the bitch and the bad friend because everybody around her would lie to her and say the shit behind her back. This story time is what caused the complete cutoff. This all started with the St. Patrick's Day bar crawl. My plan was to go to the bar crawl with the 25-year-old, and then the 30-year-old was going to meet us later that evening at the last place we were going to, where we were going to end the night where the big party was going to be. So we're at the first bar, and that's the same bar that, like, my boyfriend works at on the weekends. So we're chilling, we're having a good time, and I explained to my 25-year-old friend, hey, when you do a bar crawl, you have to pace yourself. This is not like going out at night where we have 4 or 5 hours to get drunk. We can actually take our time. We're here from 11 a.m. noon till 2:30 in the morning. There's no need to get trashed. She acknowledged that she understood that, and we went about our day. We were drinking, and I did notice that she was getting really lit, and I'm like, all right, girl, like, we gotta pace herself, don't forget. So we ended up going to the second bar. There was 3 bars involved. So we were at the first one, that's where my boyfriend works on the weekends, and then we went to the second one, which was whack, but we were just like hopping around until like the third one started to get jumping. So at the second bar, she ends up throwing up, and she claims she never shit herself as well, but she then had to change her whole outfit. We had to go back to the car to get clothes because she had another outfit because apparently she pooped. I don't know, but she was a mess. I realized she was really drunk, and honestly, like, I should have not even entertained her bullshit, but she claimed that she got it and she's gonna like drink some water or fix it and she's fine, and she just needed to throw up because it wasn't because she was drunk, it was because of her health issues. When we walked from the second bar to the third bar, it started raining, so we got rained on. I don't know if you ever seen Carrie, but she literally looked like Carrie, like soaked hair, she looked insane. When we got to the third bar, I realized, like, oh my god, she's really fucking drunk, like piss drunk, and this is bad. And also, like, when we went in, people were giving us dirty looks, especially the bouncers, the bartenders, not because of me, but because they can't stand her, and she's very problematic and like sloppy and shit, and she's so obnoxious and ridiculous. And I think that, like, they already look for reasons to like get her out of there when we go, so it was like you're basically handing them a reason on a silver platter. She kept going in the bathroom to throw up, and kind of like bars around here don't play that throw up shit. Like, there's a throw up rule, like once you start throwing up, it's time to go. Bars don't want to be liable for you being so drunk that you are like literally are vomiting, and it's a liability. Like, you know, you're too drunk. They don't want that on their property. So she's going around being obnoxious. All of our little mutual friends that are apparently friends, they're being fake. Like, when she turns her back, they're looking at me like she's crazy. I'm like, I don't know, like, I have no words. They're all to her face like, no, you're a good girl, you're just lit. But like, when she turns her back, they're like, oh my god, like, she's fucking losing it, like, she's weird. So I'm like, why not tell her that to her face? Like, why are y'all being weird? Why are you enabling her behavior? Why are you making her feel like she's not like fucked up right now? I guess the bartender peeped that she kept going in it's a small bar, but like kept going in the bathroom to throw up. I guess somebody said something. I don't know how that worked out, but the bartender said something to the bouncer, and the bouncer came up to me. We know the bouncer, the owner, the bartenders. It wasn't like we're strangers. He was like, yo, Ari, like, you're gonna have to sober her up, or get her to sober up, or we're gonna have to kick her out. Like, she's doing too much. It's really not a good look. The owners don't want to deal with it. They don't want the liability. She's throwing up. Like, maybe you should just take her home or have her go home. So he said basically either sober her up and get her to act right, or she's out of it. So I immediately went to her and I'm like, girl, like, they're saying they want to kick you out. I really don't want you to get kicked out, so can you please sober up? Like, can you please understand that you're really, really drunk? Like, let's sober you up. The owner even went as far as saying, like, we will let you back in, no charge, no issues. You can go to the pizzeria down the street, you know, replenish yourself, get yourself sobered up, and come back. Like, sometimes maybe you were just too ahead of yourself. She thought she was doing nothing wrong. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Tell him to suck my dick. I'm not drunk. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. She was being mad obnoxious, twerking everywhere, like, looking literally like a psychopath. I ended up running into a guy that I used to hook up with when I was single, but we were still like acquainted, like same mutual friends. So all I did was ask him, can you please help me with her? Like, she's really, really drunk and they're gonna kick her out. I think he buys her like a pineapple juice. We're trying to get her, and she's not listening. She don't give a fuck. Like, she's still wilding and everything. So what happened? She ends up getting kicked out. When she got kicked out, I'm like, damn, oh my god, bro. So she's outside pleading her case, and all of a sudden she's outside and she's sober. She's claiming she was completely coherent. All of a sudden that whole act was done, the whole drunk act was done, and she's like, I'm only acting like this because of my health conditions, not because I'm drunk, and trying to tell her whole sob story. And I'm trying to explain to her, these bouncers don't give a fuck right now about what you're saying. Bouncers are trained to de-escalate. They are going to tell you whatever you need to hear so you don't keep and arguing and trying to fight. They will tell you, no, you're not that drunk, but you know, the owner is giving us a hard time. Try to come back next weekend. You know, try to just take the L. Like, they try to be nice about it because they know that girls will sit there and argue and do too much. So I'm trying to explain to her, they don't give a fuck about you. Stop telling your business. Stop over explaining. Like, they don't give a fuck. They kicked you out. Like, they're not your friend. They talk shit about you. They say you're annoying. They're literally doing everything in their power to get you to shut up. And you can tell they were annoyed. I mean, they were there till 11 a.m. they deal with drunk girls all day. You think they care about, like, you're annoying. So I'm telling her this because I'm a real friend, and I peep when people are being weird to her or lying to her face or playing both sides of the coin. I'm like, bro, these people aren't your friend. They don't like you. They think you're annoying. They're telling you what you want to hear because nobody wants to hear your fucking mouth. Because the minute somebody disagrees with you or tell you something, you're and it's annoying, and you won't stop all night. So she's still outside, and I'm like, girl, go. I'm not leaving. She expected me to leave. So the only place that was going to be jumping that night where I had plans where my other friends were coming, because she wasn't my only friend. Like, I wanted to have a good night, so now I have to leave because you're a jackass, because you decided not to listen to the warnings thinking nothing was going to happen to you. You thought you were untouchable and, like, you weren't going to get in trouble. So I said, no, you were acting like a jackass. Time to go home. I'll call you an Uber and everything, but I'm not leaving. So apparently I was a bad friend for that. I don't think so, because she seemed very sober and coherent, and she claimed she was sober and coherent. Then the narrative was like, oh, you were trying to send me in an Uber while I was drunk and he was going to take advantage of me. Girl, no. You claimed sober. You're looking sober. You're talking sober. All of a sudden, that whole little act you were doing inside was gone. You were acting completely normal. It's giving you wanted attention, and you got it. So then she kept waiting outside, and I'm like, I'm going inside. Like, you're selfish as fuck. You're a jackass. So then the narrative was, I got her kicked out. She made up a whole story that I begged them to kick her out. I wanted them to kick her out. Like, I orchestrated the whole thing to get her kicked out. Why? You're the friend I came with. I was trying to sober you up. Why would I get you kicked out if I'm trying to sober you up? Girl, take accountability. Nobody got you kicked out but you. Then the other narrative, then she switched it. Then it was that I got her kicked out so that I could talk to the guy I used to hook up with. Mind you, I have a whole boyfriend. I don't cheat. Clock that T. I don't cheat. Never did cheat. Never did want her out, because, like, that's my best friend, and realistically, like, she was a grimy ass bitch. So obviously if I wanted to do my thing, I could do it right in front of her. She was my best friend. So the fuck, mind you, I don't even get down like that. Cheating on my boyfriend, especially the boyfriend I have now. The only thing I said to the bouncer and to people was that when she got kicked out, I said, you know what, if she's that drunk and she can't handle herself, she needs to go home. It's okay to go home. She's a whole mother. Girl, go home. Like, make an adult decision and go home. I offered to pay for your Uber. But no, what did she do? She wanted to stay standing outside. I don't know why you standing outside. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. You make poor decisions and you're an asshole. And she was perfectly fine. So that made me even more pissed, because it's like, girl, you could have did all that inside. You could have been inside. And now you want to make the argument now. Like, why even look for all that attention inside when it's going to get you kicked out? The 30-year-old ended up pulling up. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, so-and-so got kicked out. So there's that. So she's like, why? And I'm like, because she was too drunk and she got multiple warnings. The owner even offered an alternative, and she didn't give a fuck about nobody or anybody but herself. And now she got kicked out, and now she wants to argue. So the 30-year-old was like, listen, you could sit in my car, because she was parked right out front. You could sit in my car, but, like, I just not understanding, right? So she comes and talks to me. I go inside because I'm not dealing with it, because the 25-year-old was making mad excuses, making up a whole bunch of other shit, other than the fact that all it simply was that you got too drunk and you got embarrassed because you got kicked out, because you thought that because men want to, once again, male-centered, because she thought that because the bouncer wants to fuck her and other men want to fuck her, that they weren't going to kick her out. Girl, it's still a place of business, and you still have an obligation to behave like an adult. So the 30-year-old came inside to talk to me, to get, like, the information from me and my side, and, like, what happened, because, you know. And so I told her, listen, exactly what they said she did, she did. She was too drunk. She was acting an ass. She was being beyond obnoxious. And because the bar wasn't that packed when we first went, when it happened, the eyes were on her. Like, it was more, like, it would be different if the bar was packed and it would be like mad people drunk like that. It would be a regular setting. But because it was early in the evening and people weren't really there yet, it was only like a small group of people in the bar, it was more obvious. Anyway, so the 30-year-old basically went and talked to her, and the girl, she comes back and she's like, oh, the 25-year-old wants us to leave. She wants us to go to another bar with her. And I said no. And the 30-year-old agreed and was like, I'm not going. Like, fuck her. She needs to learn her consequences. Like, she keeps doing shit and not, like, learning. So maybe this will be her learning moment. Our other friend also agreed with the same thing. Nobody wanted to leave. But also because, like, this is where the party was at. Like, where else are we going to go? Like, you're mad weird. Like, you ruined a good night out with your behavior. I truly think that, yes, she was drunk, but I more think that she purposely escalated her behavior because of the attention she was getting, but not realizing that it was negative attention that was going to backfire on her. So the 30-year-old did not give a fuck. She didn't offer no solutions, no ride, no Uber, no money. She did not give a fuck. Realistically, all she did was let her sit in her car, but that's like nothing. Mind you, the 25-year-old was sitting still out there all night. So we're partying, we're having a good time. I'm sitting on the pool table. I still offered the Uber. I told the 30-year-old, tell her I'll call her Uber. I don't know why she's still outside. Like, this is weird. She's an adult. Like, at a certain point, we're not going to hold her hand through all this. Like, you're a grown adult with a kid. At some point, if I got kicked out, I would know, like, you know what, let me leave. I'm not going to make all my friends leave and go absolutely nowhere because I didn't know how to behave. That's just me. I would never drag people down with me because of my own behavior. So we're having a good time. I'm sitting on the pool table. The night progressed, so I'm getting drunk. I'm getting lit, right? I end up getting into a little argument with my boyfriend. Something that had nothing to do with my friends. It was just between him and I. And honestly, I was wrong in the argument. Cool. Still has nothing to do with my friends. And it wasn't that serious either. Like, it was a stupid, petty argument. But once again, I'm not talking to my friends about it. I don't tell people my business, my private business. I feel like my relationship is private. Like, the business in my relationship is private. Because I feel like nobody has valid advice for me. Because I've never seen anybody in a healthy relationship. So I just don't want people's advice. And it's just nobody's business. But so I'm arguing with him, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go walk over to the bar that he works at and talk to him in person, because I feel like text is getting like they're mixed up over text. And I was also drunk at that point, not incoherent, just drunk, like a good drunk. And I'm like, let me just walk over there and talk to him. So I walk over. It's like a 6-minute walk, and we talk. And honestly, it ends up escalating, not in like a bad way where we're screaming at each other, but more like it wasn't getting solved. It was just going like the opposite way, and I was getting more aggravated and I was like, I don't know, like, I think I was just drunk and not like understanding what was going on, or like understanding. And it kind of, I said something mean, because I was being toxic, and like before him I was in a really toxic relationship. It's not an excuse, but like obviously I was unlearning a lot of toxic behavior. And I blocked him. Mad extreme, because the issue wasn't even that deep. So I walked away and I went back to the bar. My boyfriend never had my friends on social media, never had their number, but he does know their social media because I tagged them and stuff. So he went to the 30-year-old's Instagram and messaged her asking, hey, I'm really worried about Ariana. Did she go back to the bar? The 30-year-old showed me when I got back to the bar. She was like, what's going on? Like, so-and-so's texting me. And I'm like, listen, like, I don't give a fuck. Don't answer. Like, I'm mad. I was just mad. Mad. But that's my private business. Like, that has nothing to do with my friendships. You have no business talking to my boyfriend. Like, even if he hits you up to ask about me and to, like, make sure I'm good, like, if I'm your friend, I'm telling you, like, don't answer. Like, that's your job. Like, you don't have any loyalty to him. You don't have a friendship with him. Like, there's no reason why you felt any obligation to, like, entertain this conversation. Mind you, my boyfriend would never cross that line with my friends in that way. He genuinely was trying to, like, get more information on where I was and if I'm okay, and, like, to try to, like, get answers. But she didn't know anything that was going on, so she was in no place to mediate. And I asked her not to. I told everybody mind their business when it comes to my relationship, because, yeah. So, once again, boundaries that are never respected. If I tell you, please do not get involved in my relationship issues, whether they be big or small, I don't care what you think you know. You don't know everything. You don't know my private business in my relationship. You don't know our dynamic. You don't know anything, because it's not your place to know, and it's not your place to mediate. So I was sitting at the pool table, because, like, it's hard to explain, but there's, like, a pool table you could sit at, and I'm just chilling. I end up running into my boyfriend's cousin. We're talking, we're chopping it up, and I'm just sitting there, and, you know, the 30-year-old was coming, talking to me, and I'm just like, I'm just chilling here. I'm getting some fresh air. It's really crowded in the back. Like, I'm good. I'm drunk. I'm just chilling. And I told her I really don't want to talk about it either, because I think I was just too drunk to, like, talk about it, because I honestly didn't even know what was going on when it came to, like, the argument between my boyfriend, and it just has nothing to do with my friends, and it's nobody's business. So instead of her just respecting that, she was, like, going to other people, like, getting other people involved, and people were like, oh, you're wrong. Like, they're, once again, never said my side, never wanted to talk about it. It's none of your business. And I'm just drunk right now. Like, I don't want to talk about my relationship issues because it's none of your business. Mind you, I just want to say that the whole time this is happening, this whole entire night, this homegirl, 25-year-old, is still outside. Still refused to go home. At that point, is it people abandoning you, or is it you not giving a fuck about yourself? Because personally, if I know that, like, I have an option to go home. I'm not going back in the bar, and I'm not going to make my friends leave. I would never do that unless I was like deathly ill and I needed help. She did not need help. Anyway, so I'm pissed, but I'm still trying to enjoy the night. I don't want to talk about it. I actually just want to enjoy my night. I guess because like my friend wasn't giving my boyfriend like an answer of where I was. Like she was just trying to mediate the argument. He's like, I just want to make sure everyone is good. He walked over to the bar. He walked over, and my 30-year-old friend was like roaming around the bar, and I looked to my left and I peeped that he was there, and I'm like, she gonna bring him over here, like, let me stop. No, she's sitting in the back, and she, what I later found out, told him, oh, I don't know where she is. So he's standing there. So mind you, me drunk, all I see is like him standing there with my friends. Why are you in over here talking to me? But now I know that he was asking everyone, where is she, nobody was telling him. Like, I wasn't sitting at the pool table. Like, it was crowded. I wish you guys knew the layout of the bar so you could understand that it wasn't so easy for him to spot me. And where I was kind of like in the cut. But they knew where I was, and they could have just told him. So now they're making it seem like I left. Now they're making it seem like I left with a man. Mind you, I'm sitting at the pool table the whole time. Also, while I was sitting at the pool table and when the 30-year-olds came to talk to me, the 25-year-old's ex-boyfriend or ex-situationship came, and mind you, like, at the time we didn't fuck with him because that's our friend, and like she claimed he fucked her over, but it really was her who sabotaged that whole situation, but we'll talk about that another day. So he was trying to say hi to me and everything, and I'm just like, what's up, pussy? Like, I'm not entertaining this conversation. And you know what he says? Oh, I seen so-and-so, 25-year-old, outside, and like she was really drunk and she got kicked out apparently. And I'm like, listen, I'm not talking about it. I don't give a fuck. That's on her. Like, I was keeping it cute and short. The 30-year-old was the one like entertaining a whole conversation with him, like getting into details, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm tight. So that happened before my boyfriend ended up coming to the bar. I just wanted to throw that in there because that's going to be important for later on, for the bullshit that happens later on. So I unblock him and I text him and I go, so you just came here to chill with my friends and leave? He goes, absolutely not. He goes, where are you? I've been asking everybody where you are and nobody's telling me. And especially the 30-year-old was like, oh, she doesn't know where you are. I'm like, she does know where I am. I was sitting right here. Like, I'm not about to play these games. Like, who's being weird right now? Mind you, whatever was happening between me and my boyfriend was definitely like escalated by me, but that still had nothing to do with my friends. And why are you telling him you don't know where I am and that I like left? So now I'm getting tight. Like, I'm drunk and like I'm confrontational, and I definitely do got some anger in me. So I'm mad right now. So I storm out of the bar, and I see the 30-year-old, my other friend, and the girl that was drunk, the 25-year-old, and my boyfriend outside. I guess he was trying to figure out where the fuck I was. And so he's like, oh my God, I was looking for you. Like, nobody knew where you were. And I said, no, these hoes knew where I was. So why are you lying to him? So I start yelling, and I storm off up the street to try to go find my car. So he's chasing me like, babe, you're drunk. You know what I'm saying? I think you're just upset over everything that happened. I just want to talk to you. Like, I think everything's getting miscommunicated. I just came to look for you. And he genuinely did. And he was like, everybody just didn't know where you were. And I'm like, no, they did. That's the part that's like getting me tight right now. So at that point, I'm just tired of being gaslit. It's like, the issue is not even like what me and my boyfriend were arguing about. It's about, why is everybody being so weird? I felt like my friends were more tending to my boyfriend and worried about him in the argument than worried about me. And it's like, he's a stranger. He doesn't even like you guys. He's literally only utilizing you as a tool to figure out what's going on with me because I am not communicating with him. But either way, your loyalties to me, like, where is this? Why are you so concerned about my boyfriend? And I would never jump to the conclusion, like, you want to fuck my boyfriend. But, like, there's so many things that are being done that it's like, if it walks like a dog and it talks like a dog, it's a motherfucking dog. So, still wasn't even in my mind that people wanted to fuck my boyfriend or anything. It was just weird that, like, why is my boyfriend being more tended to? And, like, why are y'all standing by him? What, like, my bitches should be right by me. Like, girl, you okay? Like, what's going on? That's not what was happening. They were almost, like, mad at me. They were so offended for my boyfriend, like, making me out to be this horrible guy. And I'm like, you guys don't even know what's going on. Not saying that my boyfriend's, like, a liar or anything, but the fact is that my friend 100% went with what my boyfriend said and didn't care what I had to say. Weird. So at that point, I'm drunk, walking to my car. They're walking behind me. My boyfriend's trying to talk. So I'm mad at everybody. I'm crashing out. I'm aggravated at the first situation. My whole night's ruined. I'm arguing with my man. My friends are being weird. I'm tired of their bullshit already. Like, it's a buildup of bullshit, but to like, now it's affecting my relationship. Like, I feel like I get to my car. I'm pissed. So my car was here, and then a couple cars up was the 30-year-old's car, because she ended up pulling her car by my car. My boyfriend's in the car. We are arguing because he's like, why did you leave the bar? Like, why are you so... I'm like, I didn't leave the bar. She's lying. And he's like, well, she told me this. And I'm like, no, she knew where I was. So she comes, the 30-year-old comes up to the driver's seat while I'm arguing with my boyfriend. I'm going ape shit right now because I feel attacked at all angles, and I feel like my friends are not being my friends. This bitch is lying. Like, what is going on? And I'm drunk. So, of course, I'm being, like, mad. Now I'm being reactive. The 30-year-old gets in the driver's seat. Like, I'm not driver's seat. The driver's window rolls it down. And she's, like, intervening in me and my boyfriend's argument. She's screaming at me. You did this. You did... I'm like, whoa. First of all, why would you lie and say that you don't know where I am? So now it's me, my boyfriend, her arguing. My boyfriend's getting upset because he's like, this is like so out of control. I just wanted to know where you were. Like, I'm not understanding what's going on. So now I'm pushed to my limit. The 30-year-old's screaming in my face. So I'm screaming back, bitch, I'm not afraid of you. You don't intimidate me. You're not going to bitch me either. Like, fuck you. Like, why are you lying to my boyfriend saying you don't know where I am? Why are you gaslighting? Why are you going to the 25-year-old making it seem like I'm a bad friend, but then you come inside and you're saying that, oh, it's fuck her and she deserves to be kicked out? Why is everybody being weird and I'm drunk right now? Like, this isn't right now. Like, leave me alone. So I start crashing out. I yell at my poor boyfriend. I yell at my boyfriend, like, get the fuck out my car. I tell her, get the fuck away from me. I want everybody to get the fuck away from me. My other friends who were there, they were, like, think of it like this. You have first cousins, then like second, third, fourth, fifth cousins, right? So think of like my two best friends at the time. They were like my first cousins. And then like I had other friends there that they weren't like my best friends, but they were friends with us and they cared. They came to the window. They were like, are you okay? Like, well, and I'm like, no, I'm not okay. Like, I started crying because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm tired. I'm tired of being the bad guy all the time. I'm tired of people being in my business. I'm tired of people like being weird to me. Then I look up, like I actually look up, and I see that 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, our other friend, and my boyfriend are all standing in a circle while I'm breaking down crying. Like, I'm having like a panic attack. I'm like crashing out because I'm so confused how my own friends lied, acted like jackasses, caused me and my boyfriend to argue more, lying to my boyfriend, made me look like the bad guy. Bitches playing both sides. I'm upset. You're my friend at the end of the day. No matter what, right, wrong, or indifferent, you're my friend. Why are y'all over there talking to my boyfriend? Making sure he's okay. Oh, I feel so bad for... I'm not even going to say his name. I feel so bad for him. Oh, I see what you hoes are doing. At that point, it clicked. So now, I'm pissed. Like, who want it? Who need that? I personally wasn't gonna go like punch the 25-year-old in her face, but I got out my car OD aggressive and I started charging, right? My mindset was I was mad and drunk, so maybe it was the way I was walking, but really I was just gonna go in her face and be like what's really good with y'all? Like, what's good? I was really gonna like press them, like,
good come out.
What is there something I'm missing? Like, why are you over here with my boyfriend when you see me hyperventilating in the fucking car and I'm freaking out and I'm confused? Why are you more worried about how my boyfriend feels and you still don't even know what happened to me in his argument? Why are you more worried about how he feels and worried about his feelings and his side, and you still have yet to ask me what happened? Are you my friends or his? Because he's not your friend. He's mine. At the end of the day, if this all goes down and we all go our separate ways, my boyfriend's walking right with me. He does not like y'all. He's not your friend. So I'm very confused why you are so pressed to be his friend and be on his side, but not your own best friend. So you can imagine, like, mix alcohol in the mix and everything. I'm crashing out. Because now I feel like something, like, motherfuckers act funny. Now, mind you, my boyfriend's not interacting while they're trying to talk to him. He's kind of just standing there, like, in shock, like, what is going on? And he's like, you know what? I'll go. So I start crashing out on everybody. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what am I missing? Because bitches is lying, bitches is being weird. And so the 30-year-old, while I'm walking towards them, she tackles me to the ground. So in my head, I'm like, am I gonna fight right now? Am I gonna fight right now? No, I'm not gonna fight right now. I wanted to, but I'm like, I'm not gonna fight right now because I don't know what these hoes are on, and it's looking like 5 million against one, and I ain't getting jumped. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. I'll wait till I go get some motherfuckers, and then I'll come, and then you can get me one-on-one. But if y'all want to jump, I'm not gonna be caught red-handed because I don't know who I can trust at that point. Because how do you go from you're my bestie and fuck the 25-year-old and she's a stupid ass bitch to now you're tackling me saying, oh, you were gonna hit her? Bitch, you don't even like her. You talk mad shit about her. You agreed with me that she's a jackass. Now you're worried when you were more than willing to fight her on any other fucking day? Weird. Then you're coming at me for arguing my boyfriend. First of all, it's none of your business. You're not his friend. Why are you defending him? Nobody really did anything wrong, but it's like, you're my friend. Once again, weird. So then, boom. After the tackling, I got up and I'm like, oh, hell no. So one of our guy friends starts screaming at me, the guy friend who was fucking the 30-year-olds, behind his girlfriend's back, all of a sudden got in my face and was screaming at me like he was going to do something. I'm like, oh, word? Oh, so y'all all are turning against me. And what's the reason? Because I'm pissed because motherfuckers is lying and being weird? Oh, I see what y'all hoes are doing. You guys never were my friend. You were looking for any reason to fall out with me because y'all all are against me for what? For what? So my boyfriend ends up walking away because I think it was just a lot for him. And it seemed to be like friendship issues more than me and him. And I just don't think he wanted to deal with that.
Sounds like a lot.
So after that, I was crying. I was crying so hard because I was so confused how it went from how it turned the way it turned. And it just gave y'all was looking for any reason to fall out with me. And then the 25-year-old, oh, I wasn't involved. You were trying to hit me. Girl, I didn't even come near you yet. I was definitely charging at you, but I was definitely going to press you. I never said I was going to hit you. That's one. Two, oh, I was not talking to your boyfriend. I don't even know what was going on. Girl, you always oblivious, girl. You always did see. You always up in the air. You never know nothing. Shut the fuck up. That's really, shut the fuck up. You never know nothing. You never do anything. You're never aware of anything. Oh, poor, shut up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. So they're sitting outside the 30-year-old's car talking about, oh, I feel really bad for her boyfriend. That he has to deal with this. Da-da-da. I couldn't believe my ears. These are women who were trying to convince me my boyfriend was no good for me, that he had problems, that all this, and now all of a sudden, this is how you feel? This is what you're saying? So after that, I was hyperventilating. I would need to calm down. Then I go home. Well, first, I meet back up with my boyfriend because I'm trying to explain to him that the reason why I crashed out was because she knew where I was. Why would she tell you that I left? Why would she make it seem like I don't give a fuck about you? Why did she all of a sudden turn and try to care about you more than she cared about me? You have to understand from my perspective, I'm already dealing with already feeling like these bitches are weird and fake, and I just felt so attacked, and it was 50 against 1, and I'm drunk, and I feel like as me and my boyfriend meet back up, I clarify what my anger, and he's like, oh my God, he goes, no, that's not how they made it seem. And I'm like, I know, I heard that everything, I'm picking up what you're putting down. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to see you like this, I feel so bad, that was definitely weird, let's just figure this out. So I call them on group FaceTime because I'm not ducking no smoke. Now I'm fucking pissed. Now who need that? So I'm like, hello? What the fuck is good with you bitches? And so all of a sudden, thing 1 and thing 3 are on the same side and coming at me oh, why would you leave her, the 30-year-old, why would you leave her by herself? You abandoned her. Oh, really, bitch? I said, wait a minute. Did I not offer to call her an Uber home? Did I not offer a solution? And I said, wait a minute, did you offer to go to another bar with her? Or did you not say fuck her and that you weren't going? Did you offer a ride home? Why is it only my responsibility? Why is everything always on me to handle? How are you not a bad friend for going to another bar? How are you coming in here and talking shit about her to me and then going out there and making it seem like I'm the bad guy sitting in the car talking to her? She was definitely playing both sides. And I figured that out. And I'm like, girl, no, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So I told the 25-year-old, I said, you don't see that? I said, how is she sitting here condemning me for not going to another bar with you, but she didn't do the same? And I'm the only one who offered a solution for you to get home. So how am I the bad guy? If anything, we're all the bad guy. I'm just the only one being honest about it. I'm the only one being upfront and honest about my feelings about how I felt about your behavior. Everybody else to your face is saying, oh, you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody else is wrong. And then when they turn their back, they're calling you a weirdo and saying, fuck you. So I'm like, you know what? Like, you bitches got it. Like, this is disgusting. So then she goes in. Then the 30-year-old's like, yeah, and then you got her kicked out. I said, how did I get her kicked out? Oh, well, I heard rumors from everybody that you were begging the bouncer to kick her out. So I immediately hit up the bouncer. I said, yo, what happened? I said, why did you guys kick her out? And he was like, oh, he's like the owner or some shit like that. So it said something like, oh, the owner said something. And I said, okay, did I ever ask you to kick her out? Did I make you He's like, no, why? And I'm like, okay, I was just asking because I was just confused as to what happened. I was a little drunk. Like, I said something. I screenshot it, I sent it to her. I said, who did I ask to kick her out? I said, ask her. I said, did I or did I not try to sober you up? So all of a sudden, she was real click tight with the 30-year-old. And I'm like, you hoes are fake. Fuck the both of you. Like, weird as fuck. I said, I didn't get you kicked out. You got yourself kicked out. I said, then she's like, oh, the bouncer said I did nothing wrong. I said, sweetie, that's what they're gonna tell you so you can shut up. They obviously know you're on timing right now. Like, you're ready to argue that you didn't do anything wrong. They already seen you do this a million. So my boyfriend jumped in and was like, I'm telling you right now, you were wrong. Because the bouncers hit up my boyfriend. Because all the bouncers in the city that we were in are all interconnected. So they were like, yo, like let me explain to you what happened, like your girl and her friends and all this stuff. So the bouncer made it very clear what happened and what, and he said, no, you got kicked out because you were drunk. Don't go, don't think that these bouncers give a fuck about what you're saying. He said, girls do it all the time. They try to make up stories and give us their life story. We don't care. We're tired. We've dealt with drunk people all day. We're just going to tell you whatever we need to tell you so that you can shut up. And she doesn't give a fuck because she could be dead wrong and 3 million people could be telling her she's wrong and there could be a video of her being wrong. But of course, if one guy that wants to fuck her tells her she's right, she's right. So then the 30-year-old goes, honestly, I saw the CCTV footage of what happened and you're lying. She wasn't drunk, first of all. You pathological lying bitch. The owners don't fuck with you like that. And they definitely would. They don't like the group as a whole. Don't ever fix your mouth to say that they would ever let you upstairs in their private office to view CCTV footage. You're a fucking liar. So what, that same night that we were with you, you didn't go back? Like, shut the fuck up. So she was just being weird, like oddly like defending the 25-year-old. And I'm like, like, this is so weird. I said, you know what? I'm done. Like, you're not going to sit here. And I told 25-year-old, I said, you're really allowing the 30-year-old to manipulate you. She sees you're vulnerable and she saw an opportunity that you were finally against me to use it because she's been against me this whole time. And she was jealous that they were both jealous of each other's relationship with me because the older one would talk about like that and then the younger one would say, oh, it's you and the other girl. Like, there was a lot of like competition back and forth. And I think it's so crazy how all of a sudden now the 25-year-old has a problem with me of some sort, and now you're using that to your advantage so that it could be 2 against 1. So I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I don't even give a fuck. Fuck you and fuck you. They called me fake. And you know what the 30-year-old said to the 25-year-old after that, and I cut them off the first time? The 30-year-old was like telling 25, oh, she never cared about you. She never liked you. Girl, what? You never liked her. Like, oh my God, you're so weird. And I said, you know what? Maybe she was accurate about the fuck that the reason why I cut them off and didn't try to like fix it or anything because I didn't care, because I don't. You're absolutely right. And I told the 25-year-old that. I said, no, she's absolutely right. I don't give a fuck right now. And about the situation, I'm done. I don't have to over-explain myself. So apparently they teamed up. They were talking shit about me. They were talking shit about my other friends and how, she's not going to have as much fun with her other friends as she does us. She's trying to replace us. Why are y'all teaming up and talking shit? It's giving, like... So I was trying to tell a 25-year-old that 30-year-old has been playing both sides. She's trying to, team up with you, but she doesn't like you and she's not your friend. And I said, you're going to learn that. And you know what the 25-year-old said? Like, she sided with her. And I said, you know what? Go over there and don't come back. So that was in March. Fast forward to July, I end up going to the same bar. I took a break from that bar. I end up going to the same bar, and I run into the 25-year-old. And I was cordial because I was seeing mutual friends. And I just told her, I said, I feel like you took her side and she was manipulating you, and you allowed it. You didn't even bother to see from my point of view, because you want to know why? Because as long as she was validating that you were right and you were the victim, you go wherever somebody agrees with you. And that's why you have no real friends, because you won't be friends with somebody that holds you accountable. You won't be friends with somebody that tells you about yourself. You will drop anybody who disagrees with you. And I said, that's why I cut you guys off, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Like, I couldn't believe that this 30-year-old orchestrated all this and caused so much drama with her lies and bullshit, and then used you to work against me, and you let it happen. You really sided with the bitch all because she agreed with you. You don't even like her. Wouldn't the real friend be the one telling you the truth? And I said, it was that easy for you to go against me, start talking shit about me. Like, that speaks volume. Like, once you stop being friends with somebody, and then you can stop being friends with somebody without there being beef. You don't have to become somebody's enemy because you're not friends anymore. Like, that doesn't, like, but once somebody becomes your enemy after you cut them off, you already knew they were never your friend. So we had a conversation, right? And I think the conversation ended up leading to me reconnecting with the 25-year-old. But I still always kept the 30-year-old's been cut off since that situation, because like she really played in my fucking face. So also the 25-year-old admitted that even after it happened, she realized that the 30-year-old really didn't fuck with her. She didn't invite her to her birthday. She barely hung out with her. She ignored her. She unfollowed her. I'm like, yeah, because I told you that. I've been to that. Like, why don't y'all listen to me? Why is it the realest one, the most honest one, nobody listens to? You fuck over the good one for the bad one, and the bad one shows you exactly what the fuck we've been saying. So what the fuck are you like? So she's like, yeah, she was being fake to me. She was just trying to use me to like be against you. And I said, yeah, I know. That's what I said. So then me and 25-year-old became friends again. Now this is going to get into the other element. So now 30-year-old's cut off. She already did too much weird shit. She's done up. I gave 25-year-old another chance because I did see that she was being manipulated by the 30-year-old. And I don't know why I gave her another chance. I regret that, because something else ended up happening. Weird as fuck. But I don't know. I felt bad. I felt like she was young. I liked giving her guidance. I felt like she was like a little sister to me. And I was just like, I don't think I was ready to cut her off yet, because I felt like 30-year-old definitely manipulated her a lot. But then I realized that like, nah, she's a manipulator herself, but we'll get to that. So I reconnected with the 25-year-old. My boyfriend was not happy. My boyfriend was like, I really don't like what happened last time. I don't like how they did you. I don't like her behavior, and I felt like you were so much better off without, and you were like so much at peace, didn't have any issues, and I feel like this is going to bring back issues into your life again. He's like, I don't like how problematic it was and how much stress it brought you, and like, he's like, ugh. But once again, I make my own decisions, and it just wasn't his place. Like, if I want to reconnect with my friend, like, I'm gonna have to learn on my own. So he didn't really do too much. He just voiced his opinion, as he should, and that was it. Like, he respected whatever choice I made. And he also was very respectful still, even though they've disrespected him multiple times. Well, she has. He still kept it cute, never disrespected my friends. So I started becoming friends with her again, and now it was just us two. So she decides to introduce her cousin. He liked her cousin. I really thought she was a really cool girl, and she still is. I'm still cool with her to this day, but like, that's near. So we all start hanging out. We all start going out. Like, I'm building a friendship with her cousin, like, on my own accord. Like, I think she's a really cool girl, whatever the case may be. So we're all hanging out. Everything's good. And then fast forward to, I believe, December. It was either November. Oh, sorry. It was November, Thanksgiving. Fast forward to Thanksgiving, and I'm at my boyfriend's family's house with my two kids. So we are enjoying holidays as a family. Like, we're enjoying Thanksgiving with his parents. My phone's down. It actually fell in the crevice of the couch. That's how much I wasn't paying attention to my phone. At the time, we were in a group chat, me, her, and her cousin. So I finally had some downtime after running around with the kids, talking to my boyfriend's mom, enjoying quality time. I was like, oh, where's my phone? And I start looking, I find it, and I see that the group chat was blown up. So the group chat was blown up, and I'm like, what's going on? So I scroll all the way up, and I see that the cousin of the 25-year-old sent a screenshot in the group chat that somebody from an anonymous number, a text now number, texted her saying basically that, sorry, I had to refer to the text message so I can say it accurately, but basically the text message to the cousin said, your cousin, the 25-year-old, is talking shit about you. She's saying this and that, very specific information, and this is when she said it, and this is who she said it to, and she's fake as fuck, and she be talking shit about you, bashing you, and talking about mad shit, and you shouldn't trust her. And the person was like, I feel really bad about it, and I just felt like it wasn't right, and I wanted to say something, I just don't want problems. So I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my God. So I go to my boyfriend, I'm like, babe, look. So he looks and he's like, oh shit. So the first thing I'm thinking is like, oh my God, they're about to fight because the cousin don't play none of them games. But she was just like, I think she was more hurt by it than the anger set in later. But that was fucked up. And here it go immediately. 25-year-old. Ah, girl, it's very obvious it was you. So I'm like, this is like, I don't even want to be in this position right now because I believe it. I believe it because of the things that were said by the person, like the multiple things, and also saying that she also talks shit about all of us, like all her other friends, and that we're whores and everything. That's exactly how she talks. And I'm like, So I decide to text the number. I'm actually having a side conversation with the cousin outside the group chat, and she's like, I can't believe this. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna text the person, we're gonna figure this out, this is crazy. So I'm texting the person, and I'm showing her in real time, like I'm texting the person, I'm sending her like screen records, and the person's answering me, and they're saying like, I don't want to be exposed, like I just thought it wasn't right, like I just felt you need to say something, like she's fake as fuck, like whatever. So the whole time I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
It's the 30-year-old.
Why a 25-year-old going to her cousin talking about, I think it's Ariana. Girl, what? This is that weird shit that got you dropped the first time. I'm too old to be making no text now number to ruin the current situation, friendship. Like, why? Why would I do that? First of all, it's Thanksgiving. I'm with my family. I'm not sitting on my phone. Like, I don't know what type of bitch you take me for. I'm not you. I don't sit around miserable all day starting drama. I think you got caught red-handed, and you were around people you didn't really know because she started hanging out with a new friend group who were sketchy as fuck, by the way. And to preface, the guy that she was talking to at that time had fucked 2 other girls in the new little friend group she was a part of, and I think they were jealous. I think they were pissed because they liked him at some point, and he ended up fucking with the 25-year-old and not them. She had mad enemies, mad bitches who don't like her. Her baby daddies or the baby mamas don't like her. There's mad people she got beef with. Why would it be me? Like, you know my character, you know my body, you know how I rock, you know I don't like any of that fake walkie shit. I'm very upfront and blunt. So like if you said some shit that you shouldn't have said, I would have checked you. Like, it's period. So I'm like, is she really gonna pull this fake shit again? This weird shit again after I took her back as a friend? Really? But then she would come to me and have a side conversation with me and say, I think it's my cousin's enemy that lives upstairs from her. I think it's her people. Why would she say that? She doesn't know us. She doesn't know you. The person put specific details of where you were last weekend. I wasn't with her. I didn't know where she went. I just know she was with her new man and her new friends. I didn't hang out with her that weekend prior. Whoever texted the cousin knew specific details about where she was that weekend and when. And it obviously was the bitches you're around that you cannot trust. Why would you ever say it's me? Like, what type of walkie shit you think I'm on? Like, when have I ever gave that? You even, like, come on. Like, now you're pissing me off. So now I want smoke because, like, why are you being so messy? And then you're coming to me saying, oh, it's probably my cousin or which one is it? Don't play both sides. So I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm done. I'm definitely not doing this again. I'm not getting caught in no situation like this again. You got caught red-handed talking shit. Somebody who you run your mouth. The problem is you run your mouth too much. You don't know who you're around because you're always drunk or off pills. You probably over-talked, and somebody that don't like you wanted to fuck your shit up because you're fucking their man or a guy that they like. And you know what's crazy? She did not even want to visit the possibility of it being any of the girls that she was the new hanging around. She didn't even want to make it a possibility that it could be the girls that used to mess with her boyfriend, that she's hanging around, that she was hanging out around last weekend. They were sketchy as fuck, but she wanted to believe so hard it was me. Nah. And even my boyfriend was like, girl, like, what? Like, you weren't even on your phone. Like, come on. Like, this is stupid now. And my boyfriend's like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you're too grown to be around these people. This girl is nothing but drama. She doesn't stop. Like, she does not stop. She thrives off drama. And you know what, honestly? I think I know who it is. And I told her who I think I know it is. Oh, no, it couldn't be. No, all the signs lead to it. Then her argument was, you're the only one who has my cousin's phone number. Nobody else around here has my cousin's phone number. Oh, really? How about this? Her boyfriend had her cousin's phone number. Her new little boyfriend that's so great, that fucked both of her friends. This is a girl that said, I would never fuck nobody that any of my friends ever touched. I would never want to talk to a guy or take a guy serious. But you're dating a guy that fucked both of your friends. Already can't trust him. Immediately out the running for trust. So how is it that I'm the only one who has her number when your man has her number? Which means that your little friend group, because her man's part of the friend group, they all have her number. It's not that hard to get her number. Why am I the only possibility? Why do you guys want to come after me so hard? Why is it that when you get caught doing something, you can't possibly take responsibility? Let me tell you something. I would never make a text now to do some weird shit like that. Like, be fucking for real. I'm 28 years old. I have 2 children. This is crazy. So I said I'm done with her. And she was like, oh, why? Why are you cutting me off? I was just testing my cousin to see if she would go back and tell you that. Girl, shut up. You're playing too many games. That's how I know you're full of shit. Because you like, look, you're like admitting that you like to play games. This is not funny anymore. This is not fun. This is too much. Like, I don't want to be part of this shit. It's nothing but problems and drama. I think you got caught talking shit and you can't handle the fact that somebody put you in fucking 4K and called you out, so you have to blame it on somebody else. Like, that's a dangerous characteristic to have. Like, ain't no way you never do nothing. Like, and then you try to blame it on me. I'm your friend. But
No,
then
she not.
You're playing too many games. You're playing too many games, and I don't want no fucking parts. After that, I was done. Like, there was no fix it. I don't even want to talk it through. Like, I'm done with this girl. Like, she is just too much. Like, I don't want to be in all these problems and, like, her drag me through her fucking bullshit. Like, I'm done. And the cousin agreed, because I already proved to the cousin that it wasn't me. I didn't feel like I had to prove it to... I really didn't feel like I had to prove it at all, to be honest. And it's no shade to the cousin, because I'm still friends with her. But, like, I really just did it for the sake of that. I know she felt OD betrayed, and I didn't even want to, like, her to entertain that idea. So what I did, I made sure, like, I was on the phone with her. I was screen recording. I was, like, screen sharing. I was making sure she was seeing, like, it wasn't me. And the person was replying, and we were trying to figure out who the fuck it is. And the person's, like, talking back and forth. So, like, I already proved to the cousin it wasn't me. And you know what's funny? She was coming to me saying, oh, she gives her phone number out to mad people. Like, mad people don't like her. Like, da-da-da. It's probably her people. Like, but then she's going to her saying, oh, Ariana didn't even prove to you. She didn't even show you any screenshots or prove to you that it wasn't her. And the cousin didn't even entertain it at that point, because she's pissed at her. But, like, she's like, yes, she did. She already proved herself. Like, you don't even know what the fuck's going on. You see how you just lie, you just create shit. You don't even know what's going on. And the more she would tell me, like, that the 25-year-old was saying, I'm like, but bitch, I'm done with her. I don't give a fuck. That's your cousin. You deal with her. But, like, personally, me, this is too much. Like, this is, I was good without her in my life. I was good without her problems. I was good just without a type of friend like that. I don't want to be associated with that. And honestly, like, this was confirmation enough. So, she then, of course, the 25-year-old always needs validation. Always needs, like, drama and chaos. So what does she do? She goes to social media. Oh, whoever was texting my cousin, I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. Girl, you know damn well who texted your cousin. And if you think you really don't know, you have an idea. You were talking shit wherever the fuck you were, and you were around people you don't really know, like that, or trust, and somebody was out you do grimy shit. That's what happens. But, like, to say it was me, like, girl, you're like weird. So she just kept like being problematic. She was going to social media, talking shit, talking to the cousin. Then she goes, you know, my mom thinks you are acting weird, and the reason why you're just like dropping us is because you're guilty. Tell your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell your mom to, like, just go somewhere. Dead ass. Because you be lying to her. She be lying to herself. Your mom can't even figure out how to fucking navigate her own children correctly. I don't want to hear what your mom is saying. I don't give a fuck if your mom thinks I'm weird, because she's a weirdo. I guess. The fuck? Like, I don't care. I'm not guilty of shit. I'm just not
like,
going to
entertain. Who the fuck is your mom?
You want me to go back and forth. You're sick. I think honestly, like, she had the thrill of the drama, the fighting. I don't have that. I'm tired. I'm at peace. Like, girl, you ain't getting it out of me. I told her, like, what's up? You need that? Because I'm tired. Oh, you always quick to yell at me because you're being weird. Like, you can fix so many of your life situations by just taking accountability and being a grown up. Talking about, oh, my mom thinks you're weird. Why? Because I'm not entertaining your bullshit? Tell your mom to shut up. Like, dead ass, suck my ass. Always talking shit about your mom and always saying she's a horrible mom and she's the reason you're like this. But then, as long as your mom agrees with you, all of a sudden she's a saint. Like, shut up. So after that, I was like, I'm done. And I continued to be friends with the cousin, right? So she didn't like that. Now, mind you, the 25-year-old, apparently I was the one who texted it, right? I'm the bad guy. I'm the one who's trying to start problems. She was still trying to reach out to me multiple times, but didn't reach out to her own cousin. That's when I knew she was guilty of whatever was in that message. It was true. You want to know why? Because why? How are you going to go around saying that it was me? I'm acting weird. You think it was me who did it, but you're reaching out to me to still be friends with me. You're still reaching out to me. You still want to be friends with me. You still want to be friends with me, but you won't hit up your cousin. You won't hit up your cousin and apologize to your cousin, have a conversation with your cousin. Why is how I feel more important, or your conversation with me more important than your cousin? Because you're guilty. You can't face your cousin. And because you know it wasn't me. You know I would never do no bullshit like that. So that in itself was also like, I definitely wanted to distance myself from her, because why are you reaching out to me? I thought I was the one who did it. I thought I was the one acting weird. I thought I was the one being fake. You don't even believe that. So then she sees that me and her cousin are still hanging out, because honestly, I didn't do anything to her cousin and her cousin didn't do anything to me, and we ended up building a friendship. So why the fuck am I going to stop hanging out with her? You're the fake bitch. Cousins or not, I never told her cousin to stop being cool with her. I said, that's your cousin. You're gonna, you're blood related. So like, I don't expect you to not be cool with her or anything. I just won't. You feel what I'm saying? And honestly, the cousin's feelings were valid. She's like, honestly, that is my blood cousin, but like, this was fucked up. Like, the whole situation. I'm like, listen, that's your that has nothing to do with me. I don't care. I'm not going to ever convince you to not be friends with her. I just don't care that much. She dead ass went and called us fake and phony, and that we shouldn't be hanging out without her, and that we shouldn't continue to be friends. I said, well, I didn't do anything to her, and she didn't do anything to me. It's giving, you got caught, you got booted, and now you're mad. So then, even after all that, I didn't fuck with her. I just cut her off clean. Stopped answering her. She wished me Happy New Year. I honestly said Happy New Year, puta. Like, I responded that. But after that, all the other messages following, I didn't respond. I don't know if she thought like we were ever gonna be cool again. No, bitch. I will never be cool with you again. You're a fucking weirdo. You can't even keep it real with your own family. You got a weird family dynamic. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to associate with you. I don't want to be friends with somebody that my coochie's being like, her mom was talking about my sexual business. Like, how do you even know my business? And a lot of it's inaccurate. So I'm just like, why is a has-been, burnt out, used up community, whatever, from the fucking 80s talking about young women business? Why are you so concerned about me, man? So either your daughter's talking shit or you are, but hop off. So I just stopped talking to her, and then like me and the cousin continue to hang out, and like we're still cool and close to this day. But she swears like, oh, we're fake, we're phony, we wanted to kick her out. Girl, like, okay, victim, okay, Miss Victim, you're right, we just hated you, we just needed you out. Like, girl, please. Then the narrative was we're jealous of her boyfriend. I could have screamed, I could have yodeled how funny that was. Girl, I would never want a man that fucked my friends. Now, it's one thing maybe if you find out after, but knowingly, yeah, no. I would never want a man that acts like a little boy. I would never want a man that allows me or enables me to pop pills and do drugs. And personally, with the looks of like the friend group that man came from, it makes sense. I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't even mad about it. You wanna know why? Because I looked at that group, that funky ass bunch, and I said, you know what?
The funky bunch.
Valid. Better them than me. Because they're all just alike. And you know what's funny? She likes to emphasize that ever since we stopped being friends, her life's been so great and thriving. She's still talking about it. Still miserable, still talking shit. I said, girl, please. The only reason why you and those friends get along, because you're just alike. You're relatable. They're just as bad as you. Hey, listen. It works. You guys click. Because they yes you to death. They make you, all your bad behavior, they enable it because they're just like you. You found people like you, that you found your tribe. Personally, me, even before the fallout, she tried to get us to hang out with those friends. I went one time and I was like, yeah, no. Sorry, not my type of people. And I'm not even going to talk shit about her friends, really, because I don't know them. But anybody who chooses to be friends with her must be dumb. But also, I learned, she told me their private business, and it makes sense. They're part of an underground sex club. They're swingers. They're weird. I'm like, yeah, y'all got it. Get me the fuck out of here. And it's so funny because she does shit and causes shit, and then once again, she did it again to me too in that midst of thing, trying to make my boyfriend the problem, and he's got problems and stuff. But girl, you're involving yourself. Go away. My man is sick of you. He is literally down to his last straw with you, girl. But the reason why I even brought up the story was because I was telling my mom the story, because she had asked me. I was catching my mom, and you know what? She was like, bro, I ain't never heard no shit like that. That is fucking crazy. You should tell that story on TikTok. And you know what? That's what the fuck I did, because it's my story. And I would never be friends with those bitches again. You would never catch me dead being friends with those bitches again. And that's all I gotta say.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wizard. It's your boy keeps it lit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit the links down below. We got HiveMindLabs.com where you can unbig that back. Yep. And get you some super fat burners with a little bit of exercise and healthy eating. The perfect diet. The super fat burners. You'll lose that hard to lose fat. Okay? Unbig that back real fast. Okay? And we got the Moog's coffee. Okay? Moog's coffee. Yep. We're going to get a slogan for that. Okay? We're going to come up with something real slick. Okay? Real slick like hair grease, but with less mess. Okay? So, use the discount code everydaypj at checkout, man. Let's get into it, big dog. Let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation in the comment section. Any of y'all got friend groups? Well, at the age of 30, I had friend groups. Yep, but at 30, I started to realize some of my friend groups, because mind you, my daughter is now 14. So I really stopped dealing with friend groups when in my mid-20s. Okay? Because I understood that some people just can't go because they ain't gonna grow and they ain't gonna show. It's because they don't care. Okay? And look, we doing the same thing. Look at but yeah, friends, these friends, I don't know, girl, how it just seems like you just wanted somebody to go to bars and get drunk with, they your party friends, okay? Because ain't no real friends gonna, do all this for you, you know what I'm saying? If you meet somebody genuine and y'all going to hang out and doing girly things together, y'all not about starting drama. And then when y'all know one of them is getting drunk or she's problematic, it's like, of course, y'all start to realize, all right, this is not the drunk friend group that I really want to hang around. Like, you too old to be babysitting grown ass women. You know what I mean? I get it if it's like one night, it's her birthday or it's a celebration or something. But just doing a bar crawl and you can't handle yourself, and the fact that she's promiscuous, you so birds of a feather flock together, and that, and then you say you were single and you was doing all this and all that, and girl, you was right along with some of it, and then when it didn't fit your narrative, it was like, oh, okay, now I see who they really is, and I can't be down with this. Like, you got to be like that from the get go. Like, you can't be friends with somebody that you know are red flags. Okay, and that's what we be saying in relationships. How people miss red flags and then they want to make excuses for why they ignored the red flags. No, because it fit your narrative at the time. Like when you date that woman and she's, she's crazy, or she don't let her other baby daddies see their kids and stuff like that, and then you go have a baby with her, but then you didn't see that red flag. Like, nah, you saw it, you just ignored it because it fit whatever narrative you was trying to convey at that time. And like girls, when they see red flags, they be like, oh, I'ma just say this because I catch a lot of heat for this because I be doing it, but I don't be doing it. But like, they be like, oh, you still mess with your baby mama and all this stuff, and you be like, you see the red flags, but y'all still do it. Y'all still do it. And then like, what are the red flags? When a dude, well, let me see here, a red flag. Oh, I'm about to expose it. Everything about dudes be doing. Cause I be watching, I be listening, I be like, damn. I mean, you didn't know that red flag. It's now shout out to the guys who working, and they can barely make it because they got other circumstances or whatever the case may be. All right, but guys who got job who are broke all the time and make little to no effort to better themselves, that's a red flag, and he's just sitting around being lazy. That's a red flag. That should be a red flag to any woman who's dating and it's a guy. I mean, if he's comfortable with his lifestyle or whatever, but if he's not trying to be a provider, and every woman talk about they don't want to go 50-50. Well, you can't get a 50-50 guy. Y'all date these guys who just want to do the bare minimum to get by in life, and then you see them on social media, in every comment section talking about how, women are gold diggers and stuff like that. Like, nah, women ain't gold diggers. Women are tired of dating bums. Like, if you don't got nothing going on, or if you don't try to have something going on, they tired of dating bums. But then there's also the case when y'all women get with men that are too busy and y'all don't like that. So I don't know. It is what it is. And then another red flag. Man, I could say a lot of stuff. Cause oh goddamn, it's just so many red flags that people be missing, And it's just like, you can look at it hindsight, be like, oh man, I should have listened to my. But then when you think about it, you be like, man, but it was so good. I mean, he said all the right things, or she was so nice. She didn't. When we was talking about how much I love my kids and how much I think it that her kids need a positive role model in their life and stuff like that, and then when she have a baby by you and y'all break up, and then she don't want you to see the kids and stuff like that, and then you be like, man, what the hell? And I'm gonna tell y'all, like 90% of that time, or a big percentage of that time, it's because everybody got a daddy, but everybody daddy ain't there. And I ain't saying that he ain't there, like he in the he in the building or he paying child support. I mean, he there, but he not there. Or the mom is in a whole nother relationship and she don't see him, or she don't see the mom in another relationship where the mom is getting treated right by a man. You know what I'm saying? Or if y'all don't see that, y'all don't see a man really doing that thing, or a man taking care of his kids. When y'all growing up, y'all think, oh, my mama, she just got it. She just made sure we had everything. So then when they get older and they start having kids, and when you try to be a man and man up, and yeah, y'all might go through some things, but then automatically you out her life. But you didn't see the first red flag is that no positive male role models in her life. And you got to know that. You got to know if she had some positive male role models in her life that made you think like, oh, it's important that our children have a dad around. You know, even if not an uncle. We're not talking about an uncle. We talking about somebody who's with your mama every day, and you see them, and you be like, okay, yeah, that's something. We ain't talking about no uncle. We ain't talking about no grandpa, because too many times we see grandfathers. Well, shout out to all the grandpas, because I'm gonna be one day, and I'm gonna be taking care of mine. But grandfathers are positive male role models in a kid's life, but that doesn't take place of the father. Although it will take place of the father, it's just the father needs to be there. And you because she never seen a daddy in her life, then or she never seen her mama getting treated right. She just see her mama being single and raped. Even if you had a daddy in your life, she never seen a man in her house, is what I'm saying, taking care of her, doing the right thing. She doesn't know how to do that. Now, there might be some, a few, too and few, okay? But I'm just telling y'all from what I see in society, this is what's going on. Now, of course, we can go on and on about men and their damn problems, because we got a lot of them, okay? And a lot of them, can't be solved over one YouTube video. But I'm saying all the red flags that we ignore as people in relationships, as people with friends, as people in general, we ignore them because we think we only with them for whatever reason, and we ignore all the red flags. Like, if you need a place to stay, you will ignore all the red flags. A man will ignore every red flag so he can have a place to lay his head. That's no cap, okay? And so that's another red flag right there, is that a man needing a place to stay, and you thinking he the man, but as soon as he get on his feet and you are no longer needed, he's out of there. And that could be with friends too. Friends, they can need you. You could be there for emotional support. They might be going through some things, and and then they start seeing you hanging out with your boyfriend more, and they like, oh man, she didn't, then they start hating on your relationship when they should be happy for you, because a real friend want to see you get married, want to see you move on, want to see you have kids, so that she can come over and join y'all's festivities and stuff like that, or bring her man through, and yet they boyfriends and stuff like that click up and then become one big hangout group. But a real friend will do that. Real friends give you distance. Real friends understand that we need to be lifting each other up. We need to be I don't need to just go out with you every night. Like, she said her friends is trash. She said that they don't take care of their kids. Well, sister, to be a real friend to them, you need to tell them about themselves and be like, look, as a mom, I want you to do better, and then if she's not willing to do better, why are you hanging with them? Because This woman is not even willing to do better for her own kids. And you think you're special. No. No. Leave them jackasses alone. Man, I'm glad I always knew where fake friends was. And not even that. I just knew some people just wasn't meant to go with me. They can't go with me everywhere. And so whenever a fake friend would reveal themselves, like the first fake friend I had, I kind of ignored his bullshit because we was tight. And then it just, as we got older, I distanced myself. But he'll still come around. But I just realized this nigga faked in a mug, And then until I really cut him off, and I was just like, man, I don't want no parts of you, big dog, at all. So, and that's when I had to really just like never talk to this person again. Cause why? Bro, you was never a real homie. Why would you? I even got fake friends that like was still cool, but in all actuality, there was a point in time where they did some stuff that a real friend wouldn't do. So I keep it cordial with some people, but am I hitting them up to hang out and stuff like that? Nah. No need to. And then, like, man, there's so much more. Like I be seeing my friends, like my friends, we had kids around the same age. Our kids should know each other. You supposed to be my dog. But, you just never kept it solid. But my real friends, yep. Shout out to my real friends. Hey, also, man, yeah, I'm a shout out to everybody who been holding me down through this whole little hiatus. Shout out to everybody who kept it P with me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, PJ, where you at? Just checking on you, making sure you're all good. Yeah, we're going to check out some of your older content. Yeah, shout out to all y'all for checking out all those older videos, because I got a bunch of them. Some of y'all are new here, and y'all ain't seen a lot of them, so y'all can go check them out. I appreciate y'all keeping the channel lit through this little 7-day probation. You know what I'm saying? Got me locked up. Anyway, everyday people, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at you later. Peace.